Hello, this is Tracy Thompson. I'm the Industrial Technology teacher here at Aldo Leopold Middle School in Burlington, Iowa. I am also the technology teacher for Edward Stone Middle School in Burlington, Iowa as well. I spend my part of my year at Aldo Leopold and part of my year at Edward Stone. These are the two middle school districts for the Burlington School District. I'm here to share my school improvement plan. What I have for a s.i.p goal is PBIS initiatives will increase student achievement as more instructional time will be afforded to students with fewer suspensions. The main goal person for this is Mark Yeoman. He is the principal here at Aldo Leopold Middle School. Mark Yeoman shared with me earlier on the year that he wanted to do a Principals 200 Club. Edward Stone Middle School had been doing a Principals 200 Club previously, and I will admit, when I was doing working in the Principals 200 Club over at Edward Stone, I didn't have a very good knowledge of the program. I was never really educated on it, and so writing a s.i.p goal for this initiative has really opened my eyes. The rationale for this initiative is to create a more positive environment. We would like to have a school culture of greater unity. What we would like to see with the Principals 200 Club is using some PBIS initiatives where we have more positive interventions than negative. Research has shown that students respond more to positive initiatives, and generally, if you need to initiate a negative consequence, the reaction to that is better if there's sometimes 6 positives. If you've developed that relationship, you've given the student 6 positive comments before you've reached that negative approach, there's better response to that. And even with at-risk students, our behavior coach, since we have a behavior coach in the district, so sometimes with those at-risk students, you need to have 16 positives to 1 negative. So that almost seems like quite a stretch. So we're hoping that the Principals 200 Club will help us accomplish that. For our SMART goal, we are trying to decrease student suspensions by 10% each year at Aldo Leopold Middle School as students demonstrate our Burlington Greyhound initiatives of being respectful, responsible, and safe. These initiatives up here, these are kind of generic. As I've done some of the research on this, I've seen this used at other districts. Some districts develop their own acronym based upon what their mascot is. Like I used to be a West Burlington Falcon, and our acronym was SOAR. However, we've just kind of adopted a generic one that I've seen used at other districts. And the nice thing about it is it's a few expectations that cover a very broad range of behaviors. So our measurable goal here for 2017-2018, we're hoping to reduce suspensions to 190. Sounds like a lot. In the school year 2016-2017, we had around 211. And so I've broken that down to 10% each year so that by the year 2022, hopefully we're down to 84. A description of the strategy, the Principals 200 Club will be implemented to reinforce strategies in PBIS. This will be a building-wide initiative involving all students and staff at Aldo Leopold Middle School to promote a positive climate that includes developing positive educational relationships for all. So it is a building-wide initiative to, like I mentioned already, create greater unity. From our Department of Ed, the State Department of Ed website, for our s.i.p alignment, we're trying to increase proficiency in reading, math, and science through more positive and productive use of instructional time. We have in the past been a school in need of assistance, and so looking at what our assessment scores are for state reporting, we need to look at strategies that are going to bring those up. For funding sources, when I did my first draft of this, I had put down the general fund, but after I discussed this more with Mr. Yeoman, he identified that the community does want to be involved in this with donations for the Mystery Motivator being part of the 200 Club to get students excited and trying to exhibit those behaviors. And so looking for community donations of things like t-shirts, ice cream cones, and pizza certificates. For our implementation date, I have January 3rd. This is after we come back from a long break. Implementing the 200 Club shouldn't just be right in the middle of the year, right in the middle of instruction. You either want to start at the beginning of the year or after a long break. We will review the data annually for proficiency of the core and the behavior data that we report. So the setup in implementing this program, we want to educate all teachers and support staff at our December in-service as to how this will be implemented building-wide. This is going to include things like the expectation of handing out tickets. So tickets are rewarded to students who exhibit the positive behavior. 10 tickets are going to be given out daily. The staff that gives out the tickets will be assigned on a rotational basis. So all staff is involved. So maybe one day I'll go to my mailbox and I'll find 10 tickets in there and I'll have to give them out that day, and then maybe I'll be off cycle for a few days and I might come back again later and see those 10 tickets again. Each student that receives a ticket will go to the office to sign a celebrity book. As they are signing the celebrity book, office support staff will give a positive phone call home to tell the parents or guardians that the students had outstanding behavior at school. And then the tickets are going to be put on a large bingo type board. Our bingo type board has 12 sections by 12 sections, so it does have over 200 spaces, I believe. However, when the spaces are filled, either diagonally or across or vertically, those 12 students going across on the board will win whatever the mystery motivator is. So the students don't know what the prize is. That's supposed to help generate some excitement. For the date, I have December 22nd. That is our in-service day before we leave for break. For creating some of the items, I have this past date of October 2nd. We've already got some of those materials generated. I'll show those here in a moment. And then the completion date, that's when we're going to start implementing that this initiative on the 3rd. Now, students aren't going to be educated of it until around the 9th, either at an assembly or in their advisory groups in homeroom. The reason is we want to have the materials displayed for a few days so students come back from break. They see the bingo board posted. They're going to wonder what's going on with this bingo board that's posted out in the entranceway in the foyer. And so they'll kind of be questioning it for a while. And then we'll start tracking data as early as the 16th of January. We'll review it annually. We do have to report to the state our suspensions. We'll do that around June 6th. As far as what some of these artifacts look like, in pink here is a 200 Club ticket. It has the student's name. And for behavior, generally we just put something like being responsible or being respectful or being safe, and then the teacher's name. And then I know it's pretty small, but this is the bingo type board that the tickets will get placed on in an area where the students can see it. So what I really liked about this assignment is that when I came back in August and my principal said we were going to do this at Aldo Leopold, I kind of hem and hawed about it because we were doing it at Edward Stone, and I didn't think it was very effective, but I wasn't educated on how it was supposed to be implemented. And also, seeing how all teachers are supposed to be responsible, we weren't really held accountable for that. So I think writing this plan, because we didn't have this plan written up for Aldo Leopold, we just said we're going to do this. writing this plan is really going to help us as a building get this initiative off and running. So I hope that this is good information on my school improvement goal, and I think it's going to work out well here at Aldo Leopold Middle School. Thank you.